If you've watched my content for any length of time, you know that while I love Splatoon 3, I also think it's the weakest entry in the series. And that's because while I'm really happy with the new movement tricks the game gave us, and that's quick forgot Zipcaster, I'm also really disappointed with how the game has been handled these last 2 years. And while I could go on and on today about why the maps or certain decisions are to blame, today I want to talk about why these seasonal updates were what ultimately mishandled the game. But before we start talking about Splatoon 3, I want to take a step back and look at the previous game, Splatoon 2. In the previous game, updates would come out semi-frequently, with every major update coming out at an average of every 3 months, and multiple bug fixes releasing just about every month. Now let's compare this to Splatoon 3. The way updates are handled in this game is just bad. Because while new content comes when a new season starts every 3 months, patch notes are stuck on a cycle of releasing after the first month of every new season, which also extends towards bug fixes. And while yes, there are certain exceptions to this, patch notes that address important situations like the effects of splatter color screen went practically unaddressed for at least a month until the mid-season patch notes were released. But aside from the already crappy way patch notes were being pushed out, the content distribution wasn't any better. Just take a look. As you can see, the content distribution started out fine, but over the course of each season, one less weapon would be added to the game, and even when more weapons were added, like in 2024's Fresh and Sizzle season, it was at the expense of losing a map. But I think what hurts the most is that the supposed final season of the game, 2024's Sizzle season, is the season that's finally given us second kits for weapons like Hydra, Range Blaster, and Bamboo. All weapons that were in the game since release. Meanwhile, the 2 new additions to the game, DK and Wellstring, get their second kits the same season as the release, which really draws into question as to why new weapon variants didn't receive their second kits during the release season, and not to mention how previous gear was just recycled per catalog, and it just... Look, I know, I'm spiraling, but it's hard not to get mad when looking at how Splatoon 3's been handled. The game was meant to be great. It was meant to act as a sequel that built off the many mistakes made in Splatoon 2, but in the end, it arguably ended up making more mistakes than its predecessor, with the development team being broken for almost 2 years to work on side order, limited time modes being overabundant, and unbalanced problematic weapons only creating more of a problem as time went on. It's hard to be a Splatoon fan. But you know what? I got an idea. What if things were different? What if there was some way to use Splatoon 3 seasonal content and still manage to make it great? Well, I think I might have found a solution. This is a list of everything I have in mind in order to fix Splatoon 3 seasons. It's a lot to take in though, so let's start off with the first topic, the 2-month-long seasons. The reason for shifting Splatoon 3 seasons from 3 to 2 months is so that the content and updates get pushed out more frequently, as this would mean just about every month Splatoon would receive a new patch to balance out the game, meaning that important updates like these still much needed changes to screen's audio could at least be expected sooner. Now of course there is a downside to this, ranked, as this means that everyone would have one less month to grind out both X rank and Anarchy. However, this discussion is outside the scope of today's video, so if you want to see a follow-up video discussing how ranked could work with this new seasonal system, feel free to let me know in the comments. Moving on to the next solution though, adding some weapons per season. Look, I don't even need to explain why this is a good thing, because in all honesty, who doesn't want more weapons in the game? Especially when considering how uneven the post-game specials are distributed between weapons in this game. Next, there's the 2 maps per season. Now, you're probably already typing in the comments, but Pokaie, you idiot, Splatoon 3 already has 2 maps per season. And while you're right, Splatoon 3 does release 2 maps per season, I think you're forgetting the with a catch part. See, my idea is to yes release 2 maps per season, but the catch is that each season rotates between having 2 returning maps and 2 brand new maps. So for example, let's say first season got 2 returning maps, being Moraine Towers and Humpback Pump Track. Okay, so that means next season the game would receive 2 brand new maps, meaning that everyone can not only theorycraft what maps they want to see get added to the game, but also theorize as to what they want to see in the next few maps. Back on the topic of weapons though, I want to talk about the new weapon variants. To be blunt, the fact that Wellstring and Decap got their second kits on release while other variants had to wait is both frustrating and understandable. But you know what, screw it. For weapon variants, the only change I'll really make is to have the second kits on release, because at least that way people aren't stuck with the bad kit on the weapon and can instead have a choice between which version of the weapon they want to play. Now this last solution is admittedly unnecessary, but it's one that I feel like could really help people get excited, and that is to have themed seasons and gear. The only real effect this would have on the game is allowing the developers to pick and choose between how they want to theme a season. Since if they want to do a throwback season for Splatoon 1, then they can introduce gear from the first game alongside fan favorite stages as well. But in summary, these 5 solutions are how I would go about fixing Splatoon 3 seasonal content. I know it's not perfect, and there are probably a few holes and issues with this, but at the end of the day, this video is meant to act as a way for me to express my thoughts on the state of Splatoon 3, while offering some of my own ideas as a remedy. But please though, let me know your thoughts on, well, all of this in the comment section down below, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. For now though, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye!